President's nominees, we welcome you, we welcome your families, welcome everyone who's come to listen. We're glad to have you here. And the way this will work is I'm going to make an opening statement. I'll then yield to the distinguished ranking member to do likewise. And after that, we will hear from each of the nominees, and we'd request you keep your remarks to about 5 minutes. If you have more than that, we're more than happy to include those in the record. Then we'll open it up to a round of questions. With that, thank you to all of you and to your families. The families play an important role here. We all know that, and their support is obviously important to everyone. So let's start, Mr. Weiland. Your job is an important job. The trans criminal organizations and their money laundering and the trafficking they commit pose direct threats to our communities and undermine international stability. As Assistant Secretary for International Narcotics and Law Enforcement, you have a real opportunity to help our foreign partners dismantle these groups. I'm grateful that President Trump is redoubling efforts against TCOs, including his recent actions in the Caribbean and international cooperation. Excuse me. Which will significantly improve the success of these and other measures. I hope to hear how you will ensure your Bureau plays an active role in strengthening cooperation with our allies in the Western Hemisphere. Something. Ms. Wicks, this year marks the 30th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic ties between the U.S. and Vietnam, and our economic and diplomatic relations only continue to grow, most notably with President Trump's recent trade agreement. However, even as the U.S.-Vietnamese relationship grows, Vietnam has continued to strengthen its relationship with China and Russia. Vietnam's defense and energy cooperation with Russia is particularly troubling as it contributes to funding Putin's war machine in Ukraine. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this issue, as well as your plans to boost U.S. commercial diplomacy in Vietnam in the energy sector. Additionally, as you know, this committee has passed a large number of nominees this year, and I want to thank you for your work to make that possible. Mr. Logerfo, as Ambassador at Large for Counterterrorism, you will be charged with helping protect Americans from terror groups that look to harm us and other innocent communities around the world. Sadly, the previous administration's failed Afghanistan withdrawal and open borders have put Americans at risk. The tragic November attack here in D.C. was a reminder that Afghanistan continues to serve as a terror haven to groups and inspiration to individuals who wish to harm Americans. We must do everything we can to prevent future violence. At a minimum, we should ensure terrorists do not get hold of U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund their terrorism. This is why my colleagues and I have tried to pass the No Tax Dollars for Terrorist Act. You have been nominated for a very difficult but important job. Afghanistan is not the only source of radical Islamic terrorism. Al-Qaeda and ISIS run rampant in the Sahel. Al-Shabaab and the Houthis cooperate around the Red Sea. And Syria and Iraq remain difficult on this front. I look forward to hearing your plans for bolstering America's counterterrorism capabilities. Mr. Meyer, since Sri Lanka's economic and political crisis in 2022, the government has made substantial progress on reforms. If Sri Lanka continues down this path, the country will be well positioned for U.S. private sector investment and enhanced diplomatic relations. Yet, like Vietnam, Sri Lanka has pursued closer ties with China, as it seeks to draw foreign investment, and China's influence over Sri Lanka's critical infrastructure, military, and energy sectors is concerning. I understand Sri Lanka is learning their lesson. I hear that they're interested in finally breaking free of China. I look forward to hearing your goals for this role, if confirmed, as well as where you plan to push back against China's influence in sectors that could undermine a free and open Indo-Pacific. With that, again, thank you to each of the nominees. Thank you to your families. And I'm now going to turn it over to the distinguished ranking member who does better than I did, hopefully.
Well, my voice may be a little better this morning.
Thank you.
But thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to our nominees. Thank you all for your willingness to serve, and welcome to your families and supporters who are here. Mr. Chairman, I want to begin, though, while we have members of the committee here, by expressing my concerns about those on social media who are targeting staffers of this committee for work in ways that are not even accurate. I hope that we will all push back against efforts to target anybody who's working for this committee. It's one thing to target us, we are public figures, but to target staffers in ways that are detrimental, I think, hurts the committee, hurts our operations, and is not acceptable. And given the environment of political violence that we're in, I think it's particularly troubling. So I hope that everyone will push back against those kinds of remarks on social media.
I agree with that. We're certainly legitimate targets, bigger targets, and we think they'd want to go there, and we can take it.